Baseball is a game of numbers and trends, and in the world of AI and StatCast, there's a statistic for everything. Average and OPS are passé. Welcome to the world of launch angle, WRC+, and ISO. MLB is even tracking the number of times a player taps home plate before every pitch. But today, I'm going to cut through the data overload and focus on what really matters. I've picked one stat for every Red Sox player that quietly tells you whether that player is helping us win or just looking good on Baseball Savant. Just one brutally honest stat for every key bat in this lineup. Let's go. Roman Anthony isn't just a top prospect, he's the engine that can set the tone for this entire lineup. With Roman Anthony, you could choose any number of stats. You could track homers.
High fly ball to deep right field and a no-doubter from Roman Anthony.
You could track hard hit rate, which, by the way, was elite. You could track OBP, plate discipline, launch angle, exit velocity, but Anthony's hitting leadoff. So the stat is simple. It's runs scored. If Anthony scores 100+ runs, that tells you three things immediately. He's getting on base, he's using his power, and the lineup behind him is doing damage.
High fly, tagging up at third. Here comes Anthony. He is in to score, and the Red Sox on the board.
It's the ultimate domino stat. If Anthony is crossing home plate all year, this offense is humming. It's as simple as that.
All over that baby as he jacks that one into the bleachers. 1-zip, Sox in front.
For Trevor Story, I had to deviate a bit from his bat and go with his glove. Story has 30-30 potential in his bat, for sure, but I'm not worried about his offense. As the team's shortstop, there is something a lot more critical: his defense and his errors. Yeah, we're going there. Story committed 19 errors last season, a career high. And it got worse late in the year, which is not exactly what you want from your shortstop.
Up the middle to his left, Story's got it, and a wide throw, and Guerrero is safe.
But here's some context for Story's performance last year. It was his first full season in 4 years, after coming off 3 straight injury-plagued seasons.
You know, those first couple years, especially coming back from the shoulder, was just a tough injury. A lot of rehab, a lot of pain, a lot of, stuff that no one saw, and then there's a difference in getting back to the performance that you're used to having,
This year, he's healthy and rearing to go, and he's got help. Caleb Durbin's at third, and Marcelo Mayer is at second.
Well, that's a high degree of difficulty.
If Story cuts down the errors, this infield goes from solid to legit elite. Jarren Duran is one of the most explosive players in baseball, and when he gets going, he completely warps the game. Jarren Duran is also an extra base machine, so this one's not complicated. He led the league in extra base hits in 2024 and was still top tier in 2025, even in a down year. And I expect him to significantly increase his slug this year, especially against lefties.
Not a lot of guys go left on left against Chris Sale.
Jarren Duran's swing looks different. And I think if you're going to be really encouraged by, a camp performance, including the WBC, it should be him, especially against lefties.
Yep.
Power against lefties, too. That's a big thing. I think he's combined between the spring training games and the WBC. He has like 5 or 6 home runs at this point, and they several of them have come off of left-handed pitching. And early in spring, he had one off of Chris Sale. So it's not just, back-end relievers. He's hitting good pitching the tournament as well. And I think those are all promising signs.
Looking up, and Jarren Duran into his trot, and that ball is way out of here.
In fact, I did a whole video on how he could potentially go 30-30 this year. We know the doubles and triples will be there. If Duran cracks 25+ home runs, he could lead the league in extra base hits again, and I can see another all-star season coming.
High and deep to right field. This one's way out of here. That ball is crushed.
Contreras is the guy this lineup is trusting to cash in when it matters most. So for him, everyone's going to track home runs, but they'd be wrong. It's RBIs. Cora confirmed it. Contreras will be hitting cleanup. That job has one main responsibility: drive in runs.
Drives this one up to left field. It is high. It is gone.
With Anthony, Story, and Duran batting ahead of him, there's sure to be traffic. Heavy traffic. Contreras has never reached 100 RBIs. 80 is his career high. That definitely needs to change, because if he gets to 100-plus RBIs, that means he's delivering in big spots, his pull power is playing at Fenway, and the lineup is cashing in opportunities. This lineup doesn't need another stat patter. It needs a finisher. Let's hope Contreras is exactly that. Wilyer Abreu has all the tools to be a breakout star. The only question is whether he can stay on the field. So this one is brutally simple. With Abreu, it has to be games played. The only thing stopping Abreu from a monster season is his body. Because the talent, it's already there. Gold glove defense, power potential, and an everyday role locked in.
William Abreu should hit at least 25 home runs again.
He promised Wiggy 30 yesterday.
30, that's what I'm talking about.
On this show.
I did a whole video on Abreu's breakout season, if he can stay healthy. So the magic number is 150 games. If he gets close to that, you're looking at a 30 home run, 100 RBI season. If not, unfortunately, we'll be having the same conversation again next year. And if you're enjoying this, don't forget to hit subscribe, because this is what we do here at BleacherBot. No lazy takes, just real breakdowns of what actually wins baseball games. Okay, back to the numbers, and Ceddanne Rafaela, who might be the most electric defender on this team. But at the plate, his approach is still a work in progress. Rafaela's love for swinging at the first pitch has been driving the Red Sox absolutely insane. Rafaela sees the first pitch and it's like a reflex. He swings. Doesn't matter if it's a ball, a strike, or a UFO. It's his aggression that's holding him back. Because if he learns to lay off pitchers' pitches, work deeper counts, and wait for something he can drive, that's when his power truly unlocks.
Swinging a drive! Oh! He killed it! And it's out of here! It's gone! Ceddanne does it!
So yeah, Rafaela will have one main question to answer. How often are you giving away at-bats on pitch one? Caleb Durbin brings a completely different offensive profile to this lineup, with one key principle: don't strike out. His strikeout rate was amongst the lowest in the majors last season. He's the anti-modern hitter, no whiffs, no drama, just contact and speed. Caleb's savant metrics look schizophrenic. Below average power numbers that transform into elite contact metrics. He gives you a quality at-bat every single time.
This is what Durbin does, right? Puts in the at-bat, tough to put out.
We feel like Durbin at Fenway, he can pull the ball in the air, he makes some good swing decisions, he can hit some homers at home.
If Durbin continues to keep his strikeouts low, he becomes a productive chaos creator and a nightmare for defensive units.
Throw back to first, Durbin off to second base, thinking about more, rounding second, he'll pull up and slide into third. Now you're getting the full Caleb Durbin experience.
Narváez might not light up the box score, but behind the plate, he's one of the most important players on this team. His value is in his defense, more than his bat, so for him, the stat is defensive runs saved. Let's be honest, catchers don't get enough credit, unless they mess up, which is when everyone notices. Narváez, his defense was elite, which is what we'll need again.
Here's the throw by Narváez, the tag, and he is out.
And don't forget, pitchers raved about his game calling too. One note on Narváez though, maybe let's also reduce the catcher's interference. Just a tiny detail. Marcelo Mayer has the talent to be an everyday cornerstone, but one specific weakness is standing in the way. For Marcelo, left-handed pitching has been his kryptonite. Mayer's superb defense is going to get him playing time. But it's how he handles left-handed pitching that is going to be the difference between an everyday player and platoon guy.
And the kid strikes. Myers had a big night, his third hit.
If Mayer raises his average against lefties, he locks down second base and plays every day. If not, he's sharing at-bats. Simple as that. Masataka Yoshida is a proven hitter, but right now, his biggest challenge is finding a place in this lineup. Because with Masa, it's not about performance, it's about opportunity. How does Cora juggle the pieces and get Yoshida his at-bats? Because look at the outfield. Abreu, Rafaela, Duran, Anthony. That's 4 guys already for 3 spots and a DH. So, Yoshida becomes the question mark. His WBC performance prompted Cora to say, if he hits, we'll find him at bats. Okay? Cool, so that's the stat. How many at-bats does the Macho Man actually get? Because that number will tell you everything. Is he a core piece, a rotating DH, a bench bat, or trade bait?
As Massa swings and rides one into center field. Base hit. Save down, scores. Sogard behind him. Hello, Macho Man.
All right, your turn. Which of these stats do you think matters the most? And which player are you most worried about heading into this season? Drop your take in the comments and let me know. So there you have it, Red Sox Nation. One stat, that's all it takes. You don't need 50 metrics. You just need the right one. Because by mid-season, these numbers will tell us exactly who this team is. A team built for October.
Way back. A monster shot for Roman Anthony.
Or one headed for another long winter.
Strike 3 call. We got him.
So until next time, stay tuned, stay crazy.